Advanced Jungbong Combat number 1 has 4 stages. The first is called primary response, and second is secondary response, and the third stage is inversion, and the fourth stage is pinion. In this technique, primary response is high block, the secondary is grabbing the wrist and striking the neck, and hooking down the rear armpit with the bottom part of the jungbong. This is called inversion. The last stage is arm pin on the ground. Advanced Jungbong Combat number 2 has 4 different stages. The first stage is primary response, the second is the secondary response, the third is inversion, the fourth is pinion. In this technique, the primary response is inside block. The secondary response is short strike on the wrist. Inversion is arm bar pull to the ground. Then pinion is the arm vertical arm bar on the ground. First outside block and then rear knee strike. After that strike is done, you go into rear section as a cut in. Then standing pinion by left arm hook, neck break. Now this technique is extremely dangerous, so practice absolute control doing any activity on the neck of your partner. Jungbong Combat number 4 has 4 stages. The primary response is outside block, the secondary response is wrist tap, and the third stage is rear neck strike. The final stage is right arm hook and windpipe choke. You must exercise absolute control when you do this type of technique. Advanced Combat number 5 has 4 stages: primary, secondary, response, and inversion and pinion. Primary response is low section block. Second response is rear elbow tap. Third inversion is rear knee press. And the final stage is rear calf fold and shin press. Jungbong combat number 6 has also 4 different stages. Primary response is reverse low block. Secondary response is head strike. Then do the surprise attack to lower ankle. Then finish the technique with inside cut to the neck. Jungbong combat number 7 also has 4 different stages. Primary response is low, outside block. Secondary response is the rear elbow tap. The third inversion is striking rib cage and reverse armbar. The final stage is pinion on the ground. Primary response for number 8 is outside downward block. Secondary response is outside cut to the neck. Inversion is cross cut to the face and rear knee strike and taking down. The final finishing stage is groin strike or striking to the head. First technique is high section block, then inside cut, outside cut, and finishing with thrusting to the neck. Attacker, straight striking to the head. Defender, high block, and then cutting and thrusting. The first is inside block, then middle section cutting horizontal angle, then inside cut, outside cut, finishing with thrusting to the neck. Against the two assailant, first is a thrusting, then turning around the outside block. Thrusting does not have any blocking motion, so you must be careful in the angle that you are going in. Once outside blocking is done, then outside cut, then inside block again, then outside cut and then swing cut around. Against thrusting, first inside block, then outside cut and low swing cut to the ankle, then inside block again, outside and inside cut, then outside cut again, turning around into opening guard position. Jeonsado techniques are grounded in the principles of change. Jungmong is one of the primary weapons in Jeonsado. In close combat, reverse grip method is used for efficiency and deception.
Block. Left hand in the middle, covering yourself. The other hand in front here. One. Good. And when you do it, grip with the thumb and index tight. Other hand loose.
Technique number 1 is outside block and horizontal strike. 바깥 막기 and 수평 치기. The target is the neck, chin, or the temple. Often the eyeballs are the excellent target to remove the vision of the opponent. Technique number 2 is inside block and outside strike followed by inside strike. The target is neck or face. Jungbong is a dangerous weapon. When you practice with your partner, make sure you adjust the distance and the range of the hitting target properly so that you don't make actual contact. It is also necessary to practice alone to develop the harmonized feeling between your body, the weapon, and your mind. Technique number 3 is outside block and augmented inside strike to the forearm to cause the opponent to drop the weapon. Technique number 4 is inside block and outside strike followed by inside strike and reverse thrust. The target for this technique is the neck. Technique number 5 is outside block and horizontal strike followed by hook on the neck, finishing with pressing on the rear neck. This technique should be done after you have mastered all the basic skills of Jeonsado Jungbong. Be very careful, especially when you put force on the hook to the region of the neck. Pressing is also dangerous. Do not press the neck because the injuries are so subtle and fatal. Technique number 6 is inside block and outside strike, followed by the inside hook and nurugi, the pressing technique on the floor. Surprise is one of the most effective 전사도 combat tactics. To survive in combat, you must get the element and utilize it to the maximum effect. So keep your senses wide open. Technique number 8 is inside block and outside strike followed by rear knee hook from inside, finishing the technique with a thrust to the groin section. As soon as the opponent initiates his movement, you move slightly out into his zone. Your initial response in this technique is evading to the side and hook blocking the attacking weapon. Your second response is to get into his side and make the squid choke to the face. There are 5 things to remember for your success in 전사도 close combat. The first is follow natural body mechanics. Second, follow natural laws of combat. Third, maximize your physical advantages. Fourth, work within your limit. Fifth, economize.
Block inside this way. Just cover it. Hit. Thrust.
중봉 일형 is built upon the 중봉 기본 일형, which is the most fundamental form of a 중봉 practice. This is the form of the ground. In this form, there are 4 types of transitions: retreating, forward, turning, and spinning movement. Offensive skills are straight striking, thrusting, upward striking, inside cut, and snap cut. Defensive skills are inside block, high block, and cross block. Through practicing this form, you can develop the sense of short, medium, and long distance. You can also improve the ability to use the entire space that is open for you. The key element in this form is the balance in transition. Technique is a method of a performance. It is the plan of a systematic action. So there is a particular way of using the 중봉 to make your action most useful to accomplish your goal. Retreat is the first technique in this form. Then advancing to counterblow, then retreat, attack, attack, and attack. Initial retreat signifies that 중봉 is a defensive art. It is not intended to be an offensive tool. Once defensive action is completed, then there are actions of a deep intrusion into the opponent's zone. There are also unexpected turnings, blockings, cuttings, and strikings. They are not only practical in combat, but also artistic in performance. The first is attention position, and then ready. The third is low guard stance, or 하단 자세. Then straight strike. The target is the center of the skull. Then repose to ready position, then double back step in quick motion. Then lunging in straight strike to the center of the head. Then repose again to ready position, then lunging in and thrust. The target is Adam's apple. Then lunging in further deeply into lunging strike. Then repose and turn around 180 degree and ready position. Then followed by low guard stance, which is 하단 자세. Then straight strike. Target is center of the head. Then double back step quickly and a straight strike to the center of the head. Then repose to ready position, then lunge in, thrusting to the center of the neck. Then deeply lunging further and then strike to the center of the head. Back to repose. Then turn to the left 90 degree. Then thrust to the neck section. Then quickly move into back stance and then inside block. Then out cut upward motion, shifting your weight to your front leg. Then turn around and ready position. Then thrust deeply on your right front stance. Target is the neck. Then retreat your body to your left back stance and inside the block. Then shifting your weight to your right leg and then out cut upward motion. Then low swing strike, turning around and then cross block. Then out cut up on your right front stance. Then cross cut diagonally to your right side in 45-degree angle. Then swing around and low swing inside cut. Then outside snap cut onto your left back stance. Then back to attention stance. Jungbong Yihyung is built upon Jungbong Gibbon Yihyung. This is the form of the eagle. It symbolizes the soaring spirit of a Jungbong practitioner. In this form, there are three types of a transitional movement, such as 180-degree turning, 90-degree turning to the right, 90-degree turning to the left. Offensive skills are straight strike, inside cut, swing cut, and thrust. Defensive skills are high block and inside block. The first movement in Jungbong Yihyung is to retreat one step. Then make high guard stance. At this stage, you need to size up the opponent as well as the situation. Then respond with a short but fast strike right at the center of the opponent's head. Then turn around, retreat one step, make a high guard stance, then straight strike to the center of the opponent's head. Then turn to your right, high block and thrust. Then move on to the 180-degree turning and high block and thrust. Then turn to your left, inside block and thrust. Immediately followed by inside, high block, inside cut combination. Then turn around, repose, inside block and thrust. Followed by combination of inside block, high block, inside cut. Then turn around, diagonal outside cut. Then come back to attention position. The first is attention stance. And then ready stance, positioning your left hand about 45 degree on your left. Then high guard stance on your right back stance. Then straight strike to the center of the opponent's head. And repose back to ready position. Then turn around and ready position. Then one step back and high guard stance. Then straight strike to the center of the opponent's head. And then repose to ready position. And right turn, high block and thrust. And then repose. And then turn around, high block. Then immediately thrust to the neck of the opponent. Then repose to ready position. Turn your left and inside block. And then thrust to the neck of the opponent. Then repose again. Then inside block, high block, followed by inside cut combination. Then immediately turn around and repose. Then inside block, and then thrusting to the neck of the opponent. Then repose. Get ready for combination technique. Inside block, high block, inside cut. Then turn around and swing cut diagonally, outward motion. Then low swing cut. Then back to attention stance. 중봉 3형 is built upon 중봉 기본 3형. This is the form of the wind. You need to perform softly but firm. Move as softly as a cotton, but as swiftly as a hurricane. In this form, each technique sweeps and cuts the air following totally unexpected path. In 중봉 3형, each technique should be done with a specific direction and angle and tempo and intensity that change as freely as the wind and yet following certain courses. The first, retreat 2 steps and get ready for engagement. As soon as you block off the imaginary attack, dissect the opponent's center line in 45 degrees in both left and right diagonal angle. Do it without any hesitation. Then follow the rhythm of your natural movement. Thrust the opponent in your front, then suddenly turn around, strike the opponent in the rear, and retreat smoothly. Then abruptly launch in and do it diagonal cuts and retreat to high guard position. Then retreat again further, wielding off the opponent's attack. Then turn to your left, inside block, diagonal cut, inside swing cut, and turn around. Then outside block, outside and inside cut, and outside the swing cut, and come to open guard position. Then turn to 바로 back to ready position. Retreating and stepping forward, turning to the left and turning to the right, and swinging, blocking, cutting, all are important part of practicing 중봉, the short stick. You can improve great amount of balance and agility in your performance by practicing 중봉 3형. The centering of your balance and adjusting the intensity of your energy in the performance are the essential element in the performance of a 중봉 3형. 중봉 3형 begin with attention stance, then ready stance, then high block by positioning your left hand in the middle of your body, then inside cut in approximately 45-degree angle, followed by outside cut, then thrusting to the neck, then cross high section block, then striking upward, and then inside cut, which is inward approximately 45 to 60-degree angle, then outside cut, then thrusting to the neck, then repose to ready position, immediately thrust forward, then abruptly turn around outside striking, then rhythmically swing into low guard stance, then lunging in and inside cut, then outside cut, and then striking up and turn around, then after turn, come back to high guard stance, Then smoothly retreat yourself, warding off the opponent's attack. Then turn to your left, and then inside block, outside cut. Then turn around and repose. Then inside block, quickly. Then outside cut in a smooth motion. Then inside cut and turn around. Then turn around and open guard stance. Then snap cut stance. Back to ready position.